Hello, everybody. It is Monday, and things are a little crazy. Look at my screen. It's nuts. I think I better get some lunch therapy. Come on in. Lunch therapy time. Yeah, I'm feeling like I need some therapy. The hummingbirds seem to have dissipated. I think maybe we have like one hummingbird. There's a hummingbird for you. Yeah, so here we are. We're going to take in our breaths. It is Monday. This is lunch therapy number 65. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths to start the day. Hold it. Let it out. Great to see you here, Mulva. Mary, great to see you. Kamala. Yeah, we got the hummingbird today. The in-studio hummingbird. Second deep breath. Hold it. Oh, yeah. Got to get those lunch therapy shirts out. Print on demand. Ben Gervich is here. He's up all the way from Australia. Great to see you, Ben. Yeah, autocorrect. I know. Gets you every time, the autocorrect. Okay, one more deep breath. Let it out. Okay, I'm feeling a lot better. Just feeling a little bit Monday today. I don't know. Is it Monday in Australia, Ben? It probably might be Tuesday. I don't know. But it's great to have you here. I was on Ben's podcast, Ben and Billy's podcast. Maybe he can give us a URL. Really fun podcast. I was teaching them some acting, and we were talking about some great stuff. It is, it's Tuesday in Australia at 5 a.m. It's great to see you, Ben. All right. Everybody's here. This week, I got some, this weekend, I got some real interesting videos sent my way. I have been working on my own, our own hummingbird feeder. And, Rhodey, the Billy and Ben podcast. Check that out. So here's our hummingbird feeder. No hummingbirds, none whatsoever. Yeah. Nothing. Some people have said that maybe my hummingbird feeder needs to be red. Jerry Cummings said, "Oh shit, is that Ted Nugent or Ted Nugget?" I like it. Tug Nugent. Feeders. I think it needs some red. So we painted our other hummingbird feeder that looks like this, red, and we're going to see if maybe we can get some more hummingbirds. I don't know. We're really losing it with that. This is Gunnell's hummingbird feeder. It's on fire with hummingbirds. They're everywhere. They love it. And look at that. I don't know if the fluid is red too, but maybe the stuff that they put in there is red. Maybe you can tell us. Here are some other ones. The point here is to relax, watch some hummingbirds. Think about the future. The future is awesome. Ben's going to give us some stock tips. Perhaps, perhaps sometime we'll have Ben on the show, and he can give us some stock tips. Nell says, "Do not dye your nectar. Don't do it." Do people dye nectar? I don't know. All right, so there's our hummingbirds for you. But you know what? We got some more birds this week. I don't know. I guess birds are really helpful with the therapy. So Gordy Wall sent us this crow. Yeah, at his house.
That's cool.
It is vertical video, yes. But you know, we're gonna allow it. We're gonna allow vertical video. I'm gonna be as vertical as possible over here. Gonna watch that again.
Cool.
Yep. I don't know. Are the crows as relaxing? I'm not sure. I love crows, by the way. People, you know, I'm a big fan of a lot of animals that people, I don't know, they don't like them for some reason. I love crows because, I know they're scavengers, but you know, scavengers, they clean up all the dead bodies, right? Vultures, crows, they're cleaners. I wouldn't get mad at them for that, right? They're big. They make a lot of loud noises. They're smart. Crows are super smart. That was a raven. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate that. What's the difference between a crow and a raven? Maybe you guys can tell me, because I don't know. I thought they were the same thing. A raven's bigger. One time I had that talking raven on the show, and Facebook made me take the whole show down. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I don't like ravens. Do ravens talk and crows don't? Come on, Jay. Let's hear it. Okay, now Jeff Lohman sent in his own bird thing from my Siri's trying to talk to me now. Great. Facebook is against you. I know. Facebook, I don't know what they have against me. That's the difference between ravens and crows, is ravens play football. That's a joke. I like it. I like jokes. Sometimes we have them on here. Ravens are bigger. They have more diving patterns when flying, and they have more focalization. Is that a spell check problem there, Mary, or is there a thing called focalization? Is focalization like their ability to focus? Because I need some focalization, clearly. And this chat room is not helping. No, it's great having you guys here, because what else would we talk about? Mainly size. Ravens are larger than crows. Ravens steal small dogs like Benji. And yes, it was a spell check problem. It's vocalization. But perhaps focalization is a new word. Maybe we're coining new words. I know I'm working on my focalization. Maybe this will help. This is Jeff Lohman's Birds in Oman. You might have to take the kids out of the room for this one, because it is nature in action. Yeah, I have to put the headphones on for this one. Oh, it's loud. It's loud. Uh-oh. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see the birds and the bees, right? I don't know where the bees were, but that was pretty cool. Jonathan Sposato is back after a brief hiatus. Welcome back. You missed a really good interview on Friday. One of the things that I wanted to say, this Ray De Laurentiis, who I interviewed on Friday, he said a couple of things that have just stuck in my head. They've stuck in my head. And one of them was, he said, have intensity, but don't turn it back on yourself. I thought that was super, super good. Have intensity, but don't turn it back on yourself. Yeah, check out Ray's interview, because he is somebody who has been writing in the entertainment industry for decades and decades and decades. And he also raised a creative family, which is, it's challenging here in Los Angeles raising a family. It's hard because there's a lot of, weird stuff going on. And there's a heck of a lot of competition and creative competition. And, the kids, I think, sometimes just say, forget it. I'm going to live with my parents. Yeah. I'm not going to post what Ganell said. So one more palate cleansing animal moment. Last week we had some elephants on. Loved that. Here Ray mentors coffee. No idea what that means. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say one other animal that I love that sometimes people hate is raccoons. We have some incredible raccoons in our yard, and I invite you to come over after, when we're back to having people over, and check out our raccoons because they're super cool. Maybe I'll get some video for that. But right now, a hippo eating a watermelon. Have you ever seen it? I've never seen a hippo eat a watermelon. It's crazy. Look at that. He eats it like it's a grape. Like it's a big grape. I got to watch it again. This is Monday, so we got to really take our time and watch the hippo eat the watermelon. Mm-hmm. Yep. How long can I stay? Jay, you could stay for a day, at least. Okay, so I'm going to get, we're going to get to the show. The show's going to start soon. I just have one more video. This is my own video. I made this video. I made it. I don't know if you guys have seen the episode Joel versus the volcano, where I talk about going to Hawaii for the first time with Todd Lee and Gordy and Brian Keaton. This is a little turtle adventure that occurred on that trip. I was looking through some stuff. I found it. It is gripping. So, don't be scared because it's quite an adventure. Here's a little video of some turtle watching. It's kind of terrifying. Whoa, look at that. I don't know what those are. Whoa! Where are the turtles? I don't know. And it's Hawaii. There could be sharks, there could be manta rays, there could be jellyfish. There's me. Just as scary. I think there's some turtles. How loud is this, man? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Gonna be no go, no, don't go, don't come here. Oh, there they are. There's the turtles. Nice editing. That's a big compliment from Ganell. That was gripping, right? I mean, that was pretty gripping. What is on my shirt right now? This is a dream board that I made. I don't know if you guys ever do that. You make a dream board that I made, I don't know, a few years ago. Has some fun stuff on it, some tap dancing, some horses. I don't know about you guys, but I love horses almost as much as I love raccoons. I found this really cool thing that I think you guys will like. First of all, though, I wanted to talk to you guys about, I found this website that seems to have cropped up, and I don't know what to think about it. It's called the Cult of the Hummingbird, and it's a website, cultofthehummingbird.com. That was super, wasn't it? Super. Scrapbooking. Yeah. Cultofthehummingbird.com. And strangely enough, there are some hummingbird videos on there that look kind of familiar. I think that's the double hummingbird feeder. You might want to go check out cultofthehummingbird.com. I think one of our viewers has come up with this beautiful site. You can join Cult of the Hummingbird. You know, it's interesting because, you know, I went to TikTok a while back, and you guys are, I'm still explaining what TikTok is. TikTok is, you get 16 seconds to make a little video, and there's just hilarious stuff on there. And if you haven't been there, go there. Whenever I talk about it, I feel like I get 10 years older because I sound so ridiculous talking about it. Wipe It Down Challenge. So yeah, so there's the great, you know, Wipe It Down Challenge, which is something on TikTok where people, you know, wipe and they turn into something else, and then they look all shocked like, what happened, right? And they're really cool. It's worth it just to go to TikTok for that. But, you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We'll watch one more because they're so much fun. You know, if I was talking to a kid, they'd be like, yeah, that's the old thing. They don't do that anymore, boomer. Yeah, so anyway, there are some good ones. And then, of course, there's mine, which I show as many times as I can. So last week we were talking about Jared Leto's cult and called the Echelon Cult. And we were like, you know, should I join the cult? I also joined the page on Facebook, and I shared, you know, some of the episodes about should I join the cult to the cult, Echelon Cult. And, you know, they kind of passed the test because they didn't care. They didn't get mad. They invited me to the cult. One of the things about cults that we were talking about is that if it's a real cult, they don't want you to call it a cult. They usually have some kind of like very rigid dogma, and you can't leave. You know, they scare you into staying. So these kind of cults are just kind of fun, I think. It's a little weird that Jared's dressing up like a guru and he has this island. But since there is this Cult of the Hummingbird, I figure we got to maybe get a little bit more active. I saw this on TikTok. There's a thing called the stepchickens. Cult of the stepchickens. There's a phenomenon of cults on TikTok. Who knew? Who knew? So this woman, she started this cult. It's called the stepchickens. They have no dogma. They have nothing except they have this picture that they put up on their profile. And it looks like this. And so they get everybody to put up the picture, and that's the cult. And then they do hashtag stepchickens. And it just went crazy. I'll have her explain it to you. She explains it on her TikTok. But I mean, even the Washington Post put this as their avatar. Here she is. So that's the hashtag stepchickens.
I don't know why you're seeing this profile picture.
There she is.
Because all of these people are a part of my cult, the stepchickens. The good news is that we have a powerful presence with support from TikTokers like Jonathan Moss, Dank-Ass Daniel, Rich Black Guy, and Ryder Grace. The bad news is that we have competition for who's going to be the dominant cult on TikTok. Adrian Ortiz started the Weenie Cult, and Miles with a Y started the Babbages. We even have people who are simply anti-stepchicken. I think it's funny how all these people underestimate our power, and I'll be showing just how powerful we are with the declaration of war video that I'll be posting tomorrow.
Maybe Jonathan knows about this. I don't know. But he just says S. That's all he says. Yeah, maybe maybe S is like short for, oh, holy shit. So there's these TikTok cults. She is a genius. Yeah, I think that she is really something. I mean, she's got this whole thing going on, and I guess it got very powerful. These TikTokers are starting to get kind of powerful. I saw this thing called Hype House. where all the TikToker kids are living in a house in Bel Air. But, who's paying for that, right? Who's paying for that? I don't know. What's TikTok? How many times do we have to describe it? Come on, man. Stop being rude. No need for that. That's right. Stop it. Don't be rude. I don't know who's being rude, but don't. So then these guys at the TikTok house they're in Bel Air, and they're just kind of driving around in this car, wreaking havoc. People are kind of like, it's like having a frat house in Bel Air. I don't know. Hopefully they're using their power for good. Which brings me back to the cult of the hummingbird. I think, we ought to embrace this cult of the hummingbird since it has sprung up. I'm going to start hashtagging things, hashtag cult of the hummingbird, just anything that I do for the next, I don't know, week or so. I think the first mission that we should have is get Jared Leto to talk to us, maybe get him on the show. Jared Leto to talk about his cult. I invite you to go to Jared Leto's Instagram and message him. Message and data rates may apply, as he asked me to tell you. And, just ask him, hey, when are you going to be on lunch therapy? Hashtag cult of the hummingbird. All right, that's our first mission. All right, so here's the Leto page, in case you're wondering how I get to Leto. Just go there, follow him, send him a message. He'll get a text message from him that says, hey, I'm your pal now. Message and data rates may apply, which is our new catchphrase, of course. All right, so enough of that. Now we're getting to the raw entertainment portion of the show. And that is, there's a lot going on Twitch. I just have to take a look at that before we get to the raw comedy part of the show. Wow. Oh, yeah. I'll just post this one because it just says hummingbirds. So, hashtag cult of the hummingbirds. That's us. Why not? We have no dogma, though, and if you can leave the cult at any time, and it's not really a cult because we say it's a cult. Okay? No danger here. But power. We'll see. So, excuse me. Last week I was talking about India. And I want to talk a little bit more about that because I remember that day, it was like an inferno in here. And I couldn't even concentrate because it was just, I turned off the air conditioning. I was just sweating, which I tend to do because I'm a schwitzer, as they say. I just start sweating at the drop of a hat. Sometimes it's because I feel uncomfortable, like somebody asked me something that maybe was too personal or something, or maybe I didn't have the answer for, or maybe I was exposed as being a dummy. But I started sweating while I was talking about it. And then, because I was sweating, I started sweating more. And I kind of lost my thread on the whole India thing. So I'm going to give it another whirl. Because, you know what it is to be a stand-up comedian? I'll tell Red Flag this. There's some Red Flag guy in the Twitch room. Sending him lots of love. It's interesting because there's some Twitch activity going on. I don't really want to put it on the screen because I'm frightened that I might put something on the screen that would be like, ugh, I don't know. But, Gnell is in there handling it. He says, awesome, you should come back every day. And I'm glad to have people in Twitch. And I'm glad to have people in Twitch in Cult of the Hummingbird as well. So let's give this another whirl. I don't have much time today. We're going to have to carry this over in tomorrow. But I went to India, right? And I knew nothing about India. I had a girlfriend that I had been dating for maybe a month. She happened to be planning a huge trip to India with her mother for a month. And I, I'm kind of, sometimes the kind of guy who was like, I don't really have any PTO. I can't really take the time off to do it. In fact, I'm kind of sometimes that person. Yes, I am sometimes that person that when you ask me to do something, hey, let's, as Steve Martin says, hey, let's go try this new thing. I say no immediately, which is a terrible, terrible way to be. I say no, which kind of, I think, reserves me the right to think about it. When perhaps I should just say, you know what, I'll think about it. But I don't want you to be like holding the place for me. So I said no. She said, do you want to go to India with that? No, I don't have PTO or whatever. And then she was like, well, why don't you see at work if you can do it, right? And I was like, okay, I will, thinking that they'd say no. So I asked the HR department, I said, hey, can I go to India for a month? And they were like, no, because they were the kind of people too. They just say, no, you can't do that. What are you nuts? But one of the things I've learned in life is if you really want to do something, if you want to get Jared Leto on the show, if you have that kind of intention, as we have illustrated before, you can, anything can happen. I don't think I had that intention at the time, but I think my girlfriend did, who is now my wife. She had that intention to get me over there to India because it'd be fun, right? I'm going to put red flag 78, 71 on here because he says, happy birthday to you. And I want him to be able to join in, or her to be able to join in. So when you have that intention, so she had that intention. So of course what happened was one day I'm sitting there at work and I had put in for the month off and they had said no. And all of a sudden all the HR people came in wearing saris. They were all wearing saris. This is at a law firm. And they were all wearing saris and they said, congratulations, we have found a way for you to go to India for a month. It was like a miracle. So I was going to India, but then people started asking me, hey, are you going to India to find yourself? Is that why you're going there? And I'm like, I didn't really even know what that meant, find myself. The only real experience that I had even thinking about India, besides, maybe watching a movie about Gandhi, was one time I was in New York and I dragged my friends to see a play on Broadway. And my friend Neil and my brother and all these people, we came and it was this play called A Perfect Ganesh by this guy, Terrence McNally. I think I have a picture. This is him. He actually died 2 months ago, but he was a great playwright, one of the great playwrights of our time. And he wrote this play called A Perfect Ganesh, which was about these older women, American women that go to India. And it was about their journey in India. And that was the only experience I had. And it was kind of a bad experience at first because I had gotten all these people to go to this play. And at the beginning of the play, like, when you bring your friends, I was in drama school, and you bring your friends to a play and they don't really go to plays and they're kind of, cool 20-year-olds. And then a man with an elephant head comes out on stage with a big belly and goes, I am Ganesha. I'm happy, happy, happy. And he pats his belly and you're just like, oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Go, Ganesha. Happy, 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 happy. And I was like, oh no, now we're gonna have to sit through 2.5 hours of this. And actually, the play was terrific. And strangely enough, that was my introduction to Ganesha, the Indian god of prosperity and wealth and happiness. And I don't know, fill in the blank. I don't know everything about it, but I know that I enjoy this character very much. Happy birthday to you. So that was really my only experience with India. And now I was going to get on a plane and go with this new girlfriend of mine and her mother for a month. And you know me, I just want to live with my parents. So this seemed like a kind of a big step. And also kind of a test, right? Kind of a test. Let's see about the chat room here. Seinfeld episode educated me about India. There's a Seinfeld episode about India? I'll have to see that. Jose, it was his birthday yesterday. And then Red Flag is saying, hey, happy birthday. Hip, hip, hooray. I'm going to have to end this little monologue here because we got to step out of lunch therapy because we only got a half an hour. But hip, hip, hooray is what they say on somebody's birthday in a TV show. You ever notice on TV shows and movies when it's somebody's birthday, they almost never sing happy birthday? Why is that? It's because they have to buy the rights to the song. Somebody wrote the song Happy Birthday, and some family gets a lot of money, I guess, every time they play it. It's a lot. It must be a lot because they always do something like hip, hip, hooray, or they sing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Now you'll notice that. Ganel says, Elephant God, he'll save your life. It's true. Ganesha is cool. And I have them all over the place now. But that's another story for another day. We're going to have our dance break here at the end. I'm going to talk a little bit because I love talking over things. But this needs a little explanation. So here they are. Checking the chat room before we go. Happy birthday thing is over, I think. Oh, again, I get some advice from my lawyer. Happy birthday, Jose. Yes, happy birthday, Jose. And it's so great to have you here. And yeah, Red Flag, we are going to dance. Yeah. It's a dance break because this is, lunch therapy. And I'm so glad that you're here for this because it's going to be pretty weird. And I know Red Flag's pretty weird. It's Silentium. Silentium. So here they are. This is Silentium. They are a Russian group of cellists and, one cellist, some violin players, and a piano player. And, get ready for the dancing because it's going to happen. Jose says thank you. Here we go. So they're like, this is boring. I hate doing this. Stuck my toes. I'm like, we're so boring. What are we going to do? And then, maybe we should play some more. They actually do. They play some more. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And then the one girl was like, wait a minute, let's do this. Here we go. This is the dancing part, Red Flag. I'm going to put my headphones on for this. Because now, this is Kiss. Yep. I Was Made for Loving You by Silentium.